Hello, everyone. Hello, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you all. How are you doing? I hope you're well. Welcome to the channel. So, today, I just want to say something about the voice recording that we heard from the Daddy Freeze show, and from I think her name is Red, maybe Red Blog or something. I'm gonna put that on the screen so when I check the name properly. So she has a voice recording that was between Alex and Fancy Acholonu, and because Fancy has been granting interview with um, Stella Dakukos. So right now it's like everybody's trying to bring receipt of what they have. So the purpose of this channel, or when we're analyzing some issues of life, is for us to learn, life issues for the purpose of learning. What are we learning from this thing? Now, she has a voice note. Maybe it was sent to her by Alex, Ekubo, or any member of the family member, or whoever is close to them that has this voice note, which you would need to listen to right now. I will be back in a few minutes after playing the video.
Well, I have some evidence because this is just because all we can do is bring the facts to the table, and everybody would decide what they think is the truth or what is a lie, right? So I do have, people say different things up and down, but what we know is a fact is receipts and evidence that you can tender in court or whatever the case may be. So now I have receipts of the payments that was made to Monarch, which was the venue that they were going to use for their wedding, which is this white prestigious venue that is around
Not
Elegushi,
far
or right before you get
from
to
my
Lekki,
house.
not far from your house at the freeze. So that venue was already booked. The price for the wedding was 6.5 million. That's how much it is. And I have the receipts here. And you can see that the money was paid from Alex Ekubo's account into the Monarch's account. Now, let me show you guys that receipt. I'm just going to, okay, here we go. This is the receipts. I'm just going to cover this so you guys can see here. Let me try to zoom in. Here you can see transfer from Ikena Alex Ekubo, the Monarch Event Services Limited from Access Bank, transfer successful for the wedding, right? So that was the money for the wedding dates booked already. So, and that is the venue that Fancy wanted. Fancy actually chose that venue herself. She says she loves it, and that's where she wants to have her dream wedding. So Alex made sure that he got that venue locked down for her. So that is one. Then I also have the receipt for the food vendor. Okay. So the total amount for the money for the food that we're going to pay for the wedding was about 4.5 million. And I have a screenshot of the conversation where the vendor is telling is explaining the list of services they are going to render, and Alex wanted to go ahead and pay for the full amount of money. These receipts are all provided by a closed source, right? A closed source, and it has been verified. So Alex wanted to pay for the whole 4.5 million, and the conversation that happened between the food vendor and the person that was going to pay for the food happened 5 months before the wedding dates. So this was all being booked like 5 months before the wedding, right? So the vendor said that, look, I don't want you to pay this 4.5 million into my account now. The wedding is still about 5 months away. All you need to do is pay a deposit. So a deposit of 500,000 naira was paid to the account for the food. I have that receipt as well. I'll be posting all of it. Then we also have the receipts for Eco Hotel. So this was the plan for the wedding. The plan was a day before the wedding, Fancy's bridesmaid and Alex's groomsmen were going to come to Eco Hotel and they're going to dress up and take videos and pictures like they do in normal weddings, where the men are on one side, the bridesmaids are on the other side. So it was paid for 2 days for the bridesmaid and for the groomsmen, right? So it was a suite that was specifically for the bridesmaid and a suite that was for the groom, just for them to dress up and take pictures. There's a separate suite that was paid for again for the bride and the groom for 7 days. I think totaling about over 2 million. I have the receipts for that. So the narrative of Alex not wanting to put money down, or him not booking all these things down, or wanting the money to come from Fancy, is kind of in dispute now, because now we have evidence that this guy paid for these things 5 months before the wedding was even supposed to take place. So I just wanted you guys to know that. So that narrative that this guy is a man that wanted to swindle her. Yeah, go ahead.
A lot of people are raising the speculation that what if Fancy paid into Alex's account?
Then
Alex
Fancy
now paid.
Okay, then if that's the case, Fancy needs to bring a receipt showing, because right now I can see the dates that the money was paid into the vendor's account, right? And that date tallies with the conversations between the vendor and the person that is paying for their services. So now what we need to see is a receipt of Fancy paying these money to Alex's accounts. But if we can't provide that receipt, we're going to go with the evidence right in front of our face. Because if this is a court of law, this is all admissible, you know. So I want us to just take emotions out of it and be logical.
Now, I want to ask you a question. What if Fancy was sending Alex money regularly, like on a monthly basis? Then Alex now used the money for the wedding. Could that be a scenario?
Then Fancy will have the receipts to back that up.
Okay.
She should have the evidence that shows that this particular date, I paid this amount of money to Alex's account. Just like how we have the receipts of the day that Alex paid for the venue, the hotel, the food, and all that extra stuff. So if Fancy has those receipts, she can tender them.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's any conversations about finances again, because we heard quite a few things.
Okay.
And we're trying to
I have another
anything else?
Yes,
you have another receipt.
Yes, for finances.
Okay.
Because I wanted to make this as detailed as possible. I didn't want to come out and I have everything all in one folder. So remember that Fancy mentioned that every single month Alex was paying $500 into her account, right? And Alex and Fancy claimed that her rent was $5,000. Well, I have a receipt showing that she mentioned that her rent at that time was $1,500, not $5,000, right? And the details leading to her moving to a new apartment, I have those evidence as well. She moved because at the time she was living in her mother's house, and unfortunately when her mother passed away, she wanted her own space. So she was having conversations and explaining to Alex that I don't want to live here anymore. I want to have my own space. So Alex said, okay, what can we do to help the situation? She says, I can get an apartment for $1,000, you know, and that is what I can come up with. So Alex says, okay, out of that expense, I'll bring $500 every month so that you just need to pay $1,000. So what happened was, Alex, the receipts I have shows that Alex paid months in advance. So let's say it's from January to December. Alex paid $500 for January, $500 for February, $500 for March, $500 for April. So he paid a total lump sum for 4 months in advance. So she has the money for her rent for 4 months, his own contribution. So he pays it in bulk for her. So that is how that went down. And I have the receipts for that as well. Yes.
Can we see some of these receipts?
I'm going to post it on my page with a slideshow of the receipts. I'm going to post it on my page. A slideshow of the receipts of
So to see that, when we're done with this video, I think we should go over to Pepper Room's page on Instagram. so we can see the receipts. Okay, nice. Now, Pepper Room, let's hear the audio.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, the bulk of the conversation is we still don't know why they broke up. And that is in contention. What happened? What led to the breakup? And also, okay, finances are in dispute. Fancy, it will be nice if you can come and throw some light on what Pepper Room just shared. She says, Alex, that your apartment wasn't $5,000. It was $1,500. And that Alex paid a deposit for the Monarch, like you requested, and for Eco Hotel. She said that she was trying to help Alex save money. I'm not using the exact words. I'm not saying this verbatim, but I am thinking, which was one of the reasons why I really appreciated Fancy, was because Fancy said I was trying to help him save money.
Right.
If you remember clearly, I'm trying to help him save money, you know, so let me help him save money so that he can get a house. You know, Alex apparently, from what was suggested, might not, in my opinion, own any property. Do you have anything to say about that?
That isn't true as well. He has a property. And I'm not going to go into details of that, but the close source that provided all this information, you know, did mention that he did have a property that that it's kind of like a broker deal between a company and Alex, where he was kind of like a brand ambassador for. So he has a house that they were going to live in. So that part of her message where she mentioned that they were saving money to buy a home together, that doesn't really add up to the evidence that I have seen, unless she wants to give us like counter evidence, right? But the evidence that we have, there was a house that they were going to live in together in Lagos already prepared for. All that was prepared for. This is according to all the receipts that we have.
Oh, wow. Okay. Of course, my platform is always open for Fancy to come and use and share her side of the story. I always want to be as balanced as possible. You spoke of an audio.
Yes. All right. So this audio, it's between, it happened in December between Fancy and Alex. And it was after the post that she made. So when we're going to listen to it, you're going to hear Alex kind of reiterate that, you know, you posted this out of your own free will. This post that you made didn't mean that we're going to get back together. You know, what is going to be my response to this? And they were kind of going back and forth. It seemed like Fancy expected that because she went the extra mile and apologized for breaking up with Alex months prior, and she coming up with these apologies, it will make Alex come back to her in some sort of fashion. It seemed like that is the idea that she had. But judging by how everything went down, that didn't really go as planned. So in this voice call, you can hear her say that, you know, I would have expected you to at least respond to my messages and this here and there. Let's listen. Yes. And also, there is a conversation that I want to mention that that I heard, right? And I can go on record about this. Remember that I'm just bringing to you all the evidence that I have, right? We don't know what is the truth. We're just going with the evidence. There was a phone call conversation between Alex and Fancy's father. And in that conversation, it was 2 days, I think, after Fancy broke up with Alex, after their engagement, right? And in that conversation, you could hear Alex explain to Fancy's father that I don't know what I did for her to call off the engagement. I don't know what is going on. I've tried to reach out to her, but she's not responding to my calls. She's not responding to my messages, this, that, and the third. And Fancy's father was just as shocked that the engagement just got called off for no reason. He even said, and I quote, you know, till the day I die, this is going to be one of the things that I regret the most. the way everything has transpired. Her father said that categorically, all right? And we can prove that. But let's listen to this audio. Can you guys hear?
Yeah, we can hear.
It's kind of crazy today, and
Can you guys hear?
I just want to say I'm not gonna.
Is the audio loud enough? Because I'm playing it from my computer. Please let me know if you guys can hear.
Let's hear a bit of it.
Okay.
Tell you what to do or anything. I genuinely am exhausted, and I think I've come here to do what I intended to do, to see you and whatnot, get this done, whatever it takes to make you feel you see my remorse and whatnot. Even if I battled or not, at the end of the day, I clicked the share button as the first time. So I'm at peace. And I hope you are too. And that's what I wanted to say. I didn't want you to get off the phone like that. There's no need. People are already fighting over our house. There's no need for us to fight. I think it's just too agitated, and I am concerned that your triggers or it gets there. And if I'm seeing that's happening, I think I need to just take a step back and let you breathe. Do whatever you feel is good for you. I've done my own part. Okay? So have fun tonight or whatever you plan on doing. If you chill at home, chill. If you have fun, if not, I'm going to watch some good movies tonight, and that's all. Okay? You just take care of yourself.
Yeah, I don't like how our last call ended as well. I feel like you said, there's so much happening and there are too many people fighting on our behalf, And let me just categorically say, I got upset from you not asking for a response, from you saying, oh, my family and friends are asking, and that triggered me. That triggered me. That was what led me to, being upset and saying, and I asked you categorically, I said, when we've been having these conversations back and forth, did I promise any acknowledgement to the post? You said no. Just the same way I've said from the beginning, this is not a post to guarantee that we're going back in a relationship. But if we want to talk and be cordial to each other, this is a first step to righting a wrong. I've had time to think about it and said, if Fancy does this post, what am I going to write? What am I going to say? And even after this call, I took time to breathe. After you calling, I took time to breathe and even ask myself, what do I really want to say right now in this heightened tension of everywhere that would not turn this again into another roller coaster? Because you know that you and I are not there. We are not in a relationship. We're not back in a relationship to say, oh, I'm coming to say, I still love you too, Fancy, or let us take this back. Because that would be a clear position of, okay, this is what we're doing, to hell with anybody. Now, any kind of anything lukewarm, is either I'm saying that there are three answers in this. Let's get this right. Is either you're coming to say, oh, I love you too, Felix forever. And that is the position. But between me, you, and God, we know that we're not there. So that is not the truth. Now, it's either I come out to bash you, obviously, which would never happen from my side. That is another response. Now, the third one would be a lukewarm answer that is neither here nor there. Which is why when you told me, I said, okay, you tell me what you want me to write or how you want me to acknowledge. The third one would be a lukewarm answer, which will be taken again out of context and respond into various things that we don't even need right now. It's like me saying, oh, it's okay, it is well. Something as harmless as that, and they begin to go with oh, what is well? What is it's okay. Da, 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 da. After your post, I called you twice. I said, I appreciate you for what you did. It doesn't have to end this way. It doesn't have to be this way. We don't need to have that fight. Personally, I think, like I have always been, just maintain experience. If I respond on this, it's going to be heightened times 24. And you know that. Let us maintain our thing and continue our communication in private and how we are healing. What you did was necessary for the action that was taken at the time. And I'm really saying this from a place of I really, really don't want us to keep going back and having all these quarrels. No, you will always be my friend. This is moving forward. I'm a very careful person. This is not about looking cool or sounding cool. When it was the bad one that was said, I also did not say anything. So you don't look as if, oh, now I've said it, I've told myself one of the boss. I know it looks a type of, you might be feeling a type of way, or people coming to, the comments are everywhere. I'm seeing it. But people are also giving me credence and saying, you're a good person for coming to apologize. Nobody have ever apologized and people have killed the person for apologizing. I stole from you, for instance. I am sorry. I have acknowledged. If you want to now arrest me, it's a different ballgame. So just the comments are a lot, is dragging here and there. Wither your storm, just stay through it, stay calm. This too shall pass. There's nothing, it's like, da, 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 da. I really don't want to fan the fire. The only reason why this had to happen was because it was important. It needed to happen. So,
can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to say it very clear because I can't lie on you. It needed to happen and you needed this. Okay? And it's okay because between you, I, Iffy, and many people they have told, we know the core. You gave me 3 examples and none of them, as far as say we're back or we're this or we're that, silent treatment will never be the way, especially when we did this together.
Fancy, I just asked you a question. I said, okay, what do you want me to write? Hold on.
Well,
I asked you that.
Let me answer because I called
and you told me, hold on now. You told me you would get back to me. You took over 30 minutes or so, and you called me back again to say that there's nothing you have to say.
What? Okay, I told you I'll call you back. No matter what has been posted today, yesterday, literally, no response is the worst thing.
Fancy, what would you want me to say?
Hold on, let me finish. Don't get reactive. If you don't agree, it's me react. If I did this, woke up one day on my own and did it, I get it. But in anybody that has any kind of empathy in this will not tell me, you do this. And if I say this, people might say this, as if we're not already there. Your silence on this will not be something I feel. Nobody else, you and me, is the right thing to do. I don't even care if it's an emoji that says, God is good, we should all be, and we never speak again. I will not tell you what to write because I'm not going to tell you how to make things right. No. Because then you feel maybe the way I'm slightly feeling right now. I'm telling you that I want to do all this. Someone does this all for me. I'm living in Australia. This all happened. My ex, this. Ain't no way tomorrow I'm going to start posting my adverts and not acknowledge someone knowing what we've been through this entire year together behind the scenes. That would be okay. But you're a human being. You can do whatever you want. At the end of the day, I wouldn't do that. If we're basing off my year, what I did before, and you haven't let those go, you haven't seen my actions, what I've done, me coming here, me posting it, if you don't feel it genuinely because you say you forgive or whatnot, to me, to say absolutely nothing in the next as soon as possible is a clear indication of something I need to think about in my soul and bury it. And that's what I have to say. I would not have any expectation if I did this and woke up on myself and did it. On this one, Alex, you cannot tell me. I know you think of Alex first. Don't be offended. It's just what it's showing. It is what it is. But this partnership we did, even if we're doing it as coworkers or homies, you leaving me hanging and staying quiet, you cannot tell me it's because you don't want things to get worse. It's already bad. And you know it. You're in your mind, you're still thinking, well, you did this to me. That means all of this then still did nothing to help as you felt it would, because you're still thinking of, feel it. Welcome to the club. That was my fear, and it's come to fruition. I'm going to stay quiet because I've said enough. I've done enough. I have all the calls. You have it too. But at the end of the day, let's not be silly. You know it's more positive on your side and bad on me. I've apologized several times and still not even come out to say why I ended or what. I didn't blast. I didn't open my mouth. I made one mistake. And because we still had love for each other, we're still here a year later. And I came here to work this out with you. Even if people want to talk and say love heals, what does that mean? What does he mean by that? You know, as a human being, because I've told you about your silent treatment as degrading privately and publicly, and we've done this together. Do not tell me that you don't know that that would make me humanized, because you know me and what we've been through. I'm a human that made an error, 2 or 3 errors, yes. If it's taken me this many years in my life to do it, yes, I am sorry for that. But I don't apologize for the good relationship that we had and everything we had planned. And you yourself and God knows this. That's something you have to live with. That's why you and I are struggling to move on, because you know it wasn't toxic. You just know that mistakes were made. That's it.
Stop that. I just want to ask
Yeah,
a
did
question.
you hear that?
Did she say that wasn't toxic? Did I hear that correct?
She said the relationship wasn't toxic. You can just acknowledge that mistakes were made. You know, that's what she said.
Oh, okay. So she said, okay. Can you play that part again and then continue playing the audio?
Okay. Towards the end, you get the full scope of the conversation.
Okay.
It's taken me 20 years of my life to do it. Yes, I am sorry for that. But I don't apologize for the good relationship that we had and everything we had planned. And you yourself and God knows this. That's something you have to live with. That's why you and I are struggling to move on, because you know it wasn't toxic. You just know that mistakes were made. That's it. That's it. This is pretty big. Knowing how I felt. You can't tell me that staying silent will calm things down, as if this direction wasn't to rile things up and get people talking to remove what happened in the past. No. I need to breathe. I need to heal. I didn't want to hear all these comments or people in my ear, oh, he doesn't love you, this and that. And I said, I'm just focused on you. I have to see it for myself. So whatever you want to do, you do it. But I will not accept that you're saying that you think saying nothing is the right way. That's your way, and I'll leave you be. I hope you find this to give you the healing that you feel like you needed. As I take the hit when I know everything is blown out of proportion and it wasn't even all me. Blogs made things a lot more dramatic than I did.
The blogs made it a lot more dramatic than I did. So the blogs, saying the blogs did this. Let's carry on.
You know I was a good person. I am changing slowly. I'm becoming a lot more timid and isolating myself, and it's not okay. And because I'm isolated, who do I have? You. So the person I have, who I've been doing this with all this time, says, best thing not to say anything. That hurts. But I won't tell you what to say, Alex. I'm just going to let you be. Okay? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. When I hear your family say things like that to me, like, you really do focus and hone in on what your actions are. You're still not here to say anything bad. As if you were innocent, Alex. I'm taking a lot. And you don't even feel the need to calm it down and say, yo, listen. Even as a human, someone you loved and still say you love. Maybe I needed to see this. No one can stop me from passing. What is this? Love, love, love. Oh my gosh. What do you guys have? No one. They don't see.
Stop it for a second. I just want to make a comment. I'm reading comments, and a lot of people are saying Alex put her through a lot. From my understanding of the situation, and I stand corrected, she broke up with Alex. Or broke up with her.
She broke up with Alex.
Okay,
she broke up with Alex 3 days before. Go ahead.
If Alex broke up with her,
right,
I would say, okay, Alex has been leading her on and blah, blah, blah. But if she broke up with Alex, then I think Fancy needs to, I don't want to say or suggest anything, but I think she needs, because a lot of people, yes, I can see that she's going through a lot. I will not take that away from her. I can see that she's drained.
Of course.
I can see that she's going
Everybody's
through a lot
emotional.
Of pain. But here's my question. Why did you break up? We need to know. You need to come and tell us that, okay, this is why I broke up. Because if you break up with someone, in my humble opinion, I'm not a relationship expert. I don't know much. If you break up with someone, you can't expect the person to be too sympathetic with you. Pepper room, if you break up with me, I go get you for mine small. And a lot of people are saying, why did he record the conversation?
Why wouldn't
if you
he?
broke up with me,
this was
and you call me, I'll record every conversation. Hold on, guys. I record my father's conversation. I record my dad, because sometimes I call my dad and my dad will say something different. Then we'll go somewhere else and say, when I'm having the conversation on some technical matters, I did record even my papa. So
I think that what is happening here is that a lot of people are emotional, so they are using their heartstrings. They're not thinking about the objective.
I feel really sad for Fancy. I feel really, really, really pain for her, because I can feel her pain. But I worry about, okay, why did you break up? If you love this guy so much and you wanted this guy, and why did you now break up? Then now you broke up, but then you want to put a statement. I'm not getting that part. I need some clarity in that regard. Let me not say more than that. Please continue playing.
Yeah. Also, it's not just a breakup, right? It's a breakup that happened a couple of days, because Fancy was due in Nigeria September the 3rd, right, in 2021. This breakup happened late August. So she was supposed to come to Nigeria in September, a couple of days, and they'll prepare towards the wedding. So this is not just an ordinary breakup. It's a breakup that happened after a wedding was being planned, right? But let's carry on.
Yeah. Before you play, that's also this is not just boys. This is an engagement.
This is engagement, a public engagement.
Okay.
Right.
So let's hear from Fancy. Fancy, my question to you is, why did you break up? Because that will now give us, because if you just woke up one day and say, you know what, I'm breaking up, or the reasons are flimsy, like we're supposed to buy a house, you did not buy a house, or I wanted the wedding to be done in a hotel, you went to pay for Monarch, then you don't really have, I'm wrong, I may be wrong, but if you have reasons that, okay, Alex did this to me, Alex slept with my friend, or Alex slapped
Alex
my mother, or Alex cheated on me, or he did this, then I'm breaking up with him because of this. Because from this audio, I'm hearing two things. I'm hearing the relationship was not toxic, but mistakes were made. They loved each other.
Right.
I can still tell she still loves him from this. Mistakes were made. What were the mistakes?
And she did the apology in the hopes of him getting back with her. That's why the apology was made, in the hopes.
I cannot prove that, so I will not say that. You may suggest that, but I wouldn't say that. Let's continue.
Okay.
Move on. No problem. Alex, I hope and pray you've experienced what forgiveness is when being with me. Even if it's many little offenses, I really, really pray. Not everybody's as forgiving. Maybe you have friends, family, everyone, hey, your own people too. Oh, forget how, fuck how. No problem. But you and I was supposed to protect you. I failed. You forgave me.
I was supposed to protect you. I failed.
I was supposed
to
protect you. I failed.
And you forgave me.
And you forgave me. There's more to this matter. I'm sorry, from this audio, I'm feeling there's a little bit more to this matter. It's worrying. What was she supposed to protect him from? You understand? That I would like us to discuss. Rama. Oh boy, now wow.
That's right.
So here's things that we need Fancy to tell us. Why did you break up? There was another question we asked.
What were you supposed to protect him from?
What were you supposed to protect him from and you failed? Let's hear that. Okay, someone saying from public scrutiny. Oh, wow.
That doesn't make any sense because
by saying live your truth, she didn't protect him. Okay, let's wait to hear from Fancy. I know this woman is going through a lot. I really feel her pain. But we need a bit of clarity on these. Okay, so take that back again. Take that back a bit. And let's continue hearing.
There's many little offenses.
Okay, and something that she also said that was interesting was that she wants Alex to learn how to forgive. That was also very interesting. So forgive from what? What was he supposed to forgive you for? But let's carry on.
Let's hear.
I really, really pray. Not everybody's as forgiving. Maybe you have friends, family, everyone, hey, your own people. I was supposed to protect you. I failed. You forgave me. I put myself under fire for you. You're supposed to protect me. And that's it. You don't owe anything else. That's it. So I was gonna leave yesterday, and said just in case I needed to be here longer, maybe to go say something to your mom or dad or something before I go. I know what I'm doing. It's not about Not talking. No one's talking about why she ended it. I'm not exposing anything. I'm not saying shit. I'm apologizing for the reaction that hurt y'all at the end of the day. And that's it. But no one really gets it. But you get it. You know what we've been through. You know my hurts, my pains, my complaints, my this. Things that I've still kept to myself. There's no I'm sorry, but. Stick around. Even if this was just to mend and fix and create a friendship, it's enough for me to say we've been through a lot together. Not everybody knows how to forgive and forget. I have that in me in a different way. Alex, you said you're forgiving me, and I feel like you say it. I feel like maybe you have, but forgetting is my fear. Even this conversation for you to bring up, you put us there in the first place. Come on. I'm here today putting myself out there. I pray no one ever offends you because you're really difficult. I've learned my lesson. But I don't deserve silence. Okay? So I need to make some phone calls. I could probably even leave earlier just so I can make it to New Year's with my friends and just put this in the past. We move 2023. I was just talking to Iffy. You called, so I got off the phone with her. She's telling me some stuff, and I just tell her it's okay. It's all right. Everybody just breathe. What's done is done. This has been the talk. This has been the elephant in the room. It's done, Iffy. It's okay. I'm going home. It's okay.
Have that post up. I don't know what you're going to do. If I'm going to respond anything, it's going to be on your post. So I've asked you again, honestly. I did not plan to respond. I've always been silent, and my silence is not as a result of feeling cool or looking cool. It's about just not stirring the waters. I've asked you before. You said you're going to take 30 minutes or take some time and call me back. You've called me back again to now say there's nothing. So I repeat again for the third and last time. What exactly would you want me? Because you have a way of saying this, which you've said, which is true. So don't tell me there's something you're expecting to hear. If you're not, take your time and think about it. So don't tell me, before I make any move, I am a calculated person. I calculate everything I want to do. I don't hurriedly make mistake. So I am throwing it back to you. So don't now say, because as you said, oh, the post you showed me. Yes, you showed me what you were writing. And I said, okay, yes, this goes. This doesn't go. This goes. So I'm asking you now, Fancy, what would you want me to write under your post that would be okay for you? And if you tell me, oh, this is it, and it's okay for me, and I still take my time to think about it, then I go ahead. I don't know how long you intend to leave that post there. It can be deleted in the next second, can be deleted in an hour, and that's it. But I'm not going to do any post on my page about this. If I'm going to acknowledge or whatever, it's going to be under your post. So I ask you again, if you need time out to go and think about it, go and think. You're a human being. You have a brain. You can think and process.
Say, Alex, are you happy with the post?
Fancy, please, I don't want back and forth. Okay, please. We've been through. I'm not happy. You could have said yes or no. No, I am not. I am not. This whole thing, I'm not happy about it.
You're not happy about it.
This whole everything that we are here. I'm not just sitting at home as well, getting you to go out there, do a post like it's fun for me. I'm the one also being dragged in this as well.
So it didn't make you happy.
Fancy, please, I don't want to go back. That is not the bone of contention. Time is going. It's 7 o'clock. I have things to do. I have other calls waiting. It's 7 o'clock. We've been on this thing now for almost over an hour. I don't, if you do that, you're taking us back. Are you happy? Are you not happy? Are you this? I don't want that. I'm more of an action forward person. You presented a challenge to me. I'm not happy that you're silent. Okay, Fancy, acknowledged. What would you want me to write? Tell me. Don't tell me you can't think of anything. So go back to your drawing board, go back to whatever, think of it, and let me know. You know my style, short and straight to the point, succinct. I don't do any shalaye. I don't do much of that. It's not about you. Don't think I'm being, you're talking earlier and say, be kind to me. Don't think I'm being directed this towards you, that I'm letting you suffer. No. If I did not, you're clearly painting it to look like, oh, because it's making me look good or this. If I did not talk when I was even down and under, when I had a reason to want to defend myself, when I had a reason to want to even say something. So it's just, don't make it look like a personal attack to you. Yeah. At the end of the day, first, let us get one thing straight. Don't make this post look all about me. You made the post because also you had an intention to an end, which was making things right with me. And there is nothing wrong with that in heaven, hell, or purgatory. You sincerely made this post because you felt it would be a step to mending things right. Because I said, yes, if you embarrass me publicly, you need to apologize publicly. Your post, don't make this post seem so, oh, I did it for you, it's helping you, you are a hero. There's no hero in all of this or vanquish.
I never said you're a hero.
I'm trending on Twitter negatively. Both the people that are insulting me, he's still this, he's still that. So this is not about that. This post is coming because of that end. Fancy, if you were married to a John right now and you found somebody better and you're living in your paradise, you would not do this post. You're not doing it because Alex is.
Wow, welcome back. You can imagine that the relationship is obviously very toxic. No one is planning to obviously go into a toxic relationship, but it got to a stage where you start noticing this. When you're not comfortable, you have to reassess what you need to say every time when you're around someone or someone that you're dating, you're in a relationship with. Then something is happening. Relationship is very toxic. Do you still want to be around each other most of the time? Some of them will say yes, but I think it's just for pretend purposes. Like, I don't want to be the one to break it up. I don't want to be the one that they will fight. I want it to come from you. I want the breakup to come from you. But if you're not comfortable, I think you guys can be friends. Which I think in the voice note from what Fancy was saying in the voice note, the recording that we listened to, it seems Fancy wanted the relationship back, or she wants closure. She wants them to still be friends, even if they are not dating anymore. And I do understand. I don't like keeping malice. I like to give space though, but I want a process whereby once in a while we can still say hello to each other, or there's a festive period, something happens to you, or you're celebrating. I should be able to reach out. There shouldn't be hostility, I feel that the issue of recording in a relationship has something to do with trust. When you are having the trust issue, of course, you have a need. You will want to have a need of recording. So yes, the need of recording should there be a need of recording when you're in a relationship with your friends, opposite person, anybody that you're in, even with some family members as well, is for the purpose of evidence. It might be needed in the near future. Another thing with the evidence is that sometimes some people crop some things out. I know that some evidence, people will present their own evidence to their own favor, so they will crop some out. But I think if it's okay to have the all full evidence, so you once is where this person said this or shouldn't have done this, is actually included, then is tenable, and people can actually relate to say, okay, you did this in this place, you shouldn't have done that, and the person could say, okay, I accept, emotion setting. So for me, I feel the relationship is the relationship is so toxic that even the family members are into the relationship. So when the relationship becomes too toxic, really, families and friends will start asking for clarity when they start bringing their issue to social media. Families and friends start asking for clarity, like, what is happening? Is it true that you did this? Is it true that you didn't pay for this thing? Even when you tell your families and friends, some of them will still tell their own friends. Their own friends will take it to the social media. That's how it goes most of the time, especially when you're a public figure. When I say public figure, as in someone that is famous in one industry or the other, depending on how they have their crowd, their audiences, people that subscribe to them, believe in them, watch them, that they also get paid from wherever, maybe endorsement and all that. Anything said about you that you don't come out to debunk, people would definitely want to take it as the truth. They believe there's something you're trying to hide or you don't want them to see. And at the same time, some people are not good with social media truths. Whatever is said about them, they believe that maybe the truth will come out. Like Alex's sister, which is Ifoma, that called into the live show of Bodo Yibo TV live stream the other day. She was saying it that she was giving some evidence, telling some things that I actually said in my previous video. That was she there that she's attesting to this thing, or it was what Alex told her? So maybe those recording things are what are the things Alex has shown her, or Alex told her that this happened, even if it doesn't happen the same way it was presented, or it was more pepped up, to make it look very good to or sound believable to whoever he is narrating the story to, or she is narrating the story to. So if people don't come out to debunk it, especially when you're a frame person, it could ruin their business. If they have people that maybe they have endorsements, people that are also giving them some businesses, advert and all that, some people withdraw. They'll say, oh, they are throwing this person, is bad for business. They will just withdraw whatever they have in contract. So they tend to lose a couple of things. It also, whenever they are stepping out, they are so conscious of people are going to pass message. They'll start throwing things, saying things to them. If it was a normal time that they are stepping out, people start passing on offensive comments, and you start listening to that. You can't really be smiling. You might appear to be smiling, but it's not. It's not that deep. It doesn't come from the bottom of your heart. So the purpose of recording is to serve as an evidence when the need arises. I know both of them in the voice notes, they were emotional because it got to a stage where I think Fancy was maybe shedding tears. Alex too was taking time as a man. He was shedding tears. They know something has gone wrong in their relationship, but you know what? They can't turn back the hand of the clock. So I understand that both of them are so emotional, and you know what? They are going through a lot right now. People throwing Alex. Do I feel for Alex? Yes, I do. I think he's the type that doesn't like to come and debunk, doesn't like to come to social media. And he also said it in the voice note that, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? The thing right now is that, who do we believe? Is it Fancy? Is it Alex? And to my own conclusion, both of them. This one will bring the receipt that will favor them. The other one will be receipt that will favor them. Because for Alex to be recording, they said the recording was after the breakup. So he already knows that the thing is, he will need evidence, or he already knows that this lady is the type that might come out tomorrow and say some things, and it's also trying to clear his own image. So it's a bit difficult from what I've listened to, from what we've read from Stella Damakus on Instagram. Both of them need healing. They need to heal. But the forgiveness which Fancy was saying, aside from maybe the gender issue thing, I think they both need to forgive each other, so that when they see themselves in the near future, or the family see each other, they will not have that resentment of hostility between them. So if they know that they are friends and they can help each other in future, business can come in and you can say, I trust this person, is hardworking, she is hardworking, I can trust her on this issue. They can't trust on relationship, but business and other things, they will be able to say, oh, this person doesn't joke with their money, or they don't joke with whatever. So they will be able to give reference. These are the things that I noticed that will happen when they both forgive each other. They will have that peace within themselves, being around each other, or if they know that this person is in that place, they wouldn't try to run away from going to that place just because they don't want to be seen. If people see them together, that they're being friends, or they greet each other, they took pictures together, they actually sat on the same table while they meet. Right now, what does Fancy want from Alex? Does she want closure, or she want to get back, or she wants revenge? Because some people want to revenge, knowing that they are not going to be back to that person anymore, but they want that person to get hurt. Each time they see that scar, they will know what they've done wrong, or who did this to them, blah blah blah. That back. Is that what she's after, or she's also trying to clear herself, or was it because she was really hurt? She found out that she made some mistake, but she also needs to clear the head that she did this in the purpose of this. Does Fancy also was so interested in Alex for famous, to be more famous, to gather crowd and all that? Was these times we're just asking, we will say she wants famous, she wants to be famous, she wants to be associated with someone that is famous, or we can't be certain. It get to a stage where she might not even be bothered, like, I don't need this thing anymore. I don't blame Alex for recording, because Fancy too might have our own recording. The recording was actually after the breakup, and I'm sure there are some recording before the breakup as well, because for things to start getting heated, and Fancy said in the interview she had with Stella the Caucus, she said when they were having issue and they know they were going separate ways, she told Alex that they should they should bring up something for the public to know, so that people will stop buying tickets. Like in the voice note that we listened to, there was nothing like that in there. So it's not every voice note. Everyone will bring the voice note of the one that will favor them, I guess. Because this thing about why did you break up? Why did you come to this? So she said she was waiting for this guy, or she said we should do it, but because the guy wasn't listening or was ignoring, so she had to do it. Some said it's 3 days to the wedding day. Some said it's social day. I don't know when, because I'm not in their business. I wasn't into social media things then as at that time. So, but based on what we've read, she broke up. She was the one that announced the breakup on social media, and that went viral. And the word "Live Your Truth." She tried to clarify what she meant in the interview she had with Stella. She tried to clarify why she made that statement and what she meant. That the online people misunderstood her, or they took it for what people have been trying to throw Alex on his gender issue. And I want to say, because we make some mistake, I also in the process but I'm trying to say, Alex should come out to say it's true, to let us know who he is, what the kind of gender is following, or what he embraces. It doesn't owe me. He owes no one. If he wants to, the only person, I think the people he owes is, if you want to go in the relationship, people should now know that, this is the questionable, this person has a questionable, maybe character or genderlity. I don't want to use the word SESX because of this thing. So, that person might want to ask, are you so thin that they said you are? I'm okay with it if that's what you are, but I need to know. Or I'm not okay with it. So that's the only reason I think he might need to want to. It might be okay for him to let people know that this is this thing. But I think a year ago, there's this interview that he said he is not GAY and he will never be. And I said, even now, what is happening right now, the way his family are protecting him or defending him, even if he has finally realized that this is what he is, that he is DAY, he wouldn't be able to come out because he knows that he's betraying the trust they have in him. So maybe it will take time too. But people that are already associated with him, that knows, it's just for whoever is going to go in a relationship with him to know that this is this thing and this is what they should be expecting. A lot of people will be okay with it and say, as long as you don't bring anything home to affect me, and I know whoever you're dealing with, who your other partner is, so we know what is happening. It doesn't stop them from getting married or having children and all that. So I don't think he really owns the public as such, aside from the fact that whoever is dealing with. I feel for Fancy. She's going through a lot, in as much as she's trying to construct her words. There are some that even I know it is later she'll remember some things, and she will remember some, am I actually daydreaming, or did it actually happen, have I said it wrong? And she can't go back to say, oh, the other one, I think it wasn't like that, I didn't, because sometimes when you're narrating something, you would have said something and you start wondering, no, I think it didn't happen that way. I think so, something like that must have happened that she would be thinking of, but she can't go back to say it didn't happen like that. So if she wants to call whoever is involved to speak to the person might say, okay, you said it on social media the way Alex has said in the voice note, that you brought this up, so you deal with it. You brought it on social media, so also bring the reconciliation back on social media. Let people know that he's not ready to say anything. You know, this thing as a bit dicey is somehow. It will look as if you're on Swansea's side this time. It will look as if I'm on Alex's side on this time. But I know both of them, they have their truth. They have issues they are dealing with. They need time. They'll need time to heal. So the throwing, I think people should just stop it, because Alex himself, his mental state as well. People just have to consider everything. Fancy is dealing with something, Alex is dealing with something, and I pray that their family, find time to, let this thing rest themselves. Just watch them for the purpose of their, mental state. That they are not alone, they don't feel, to by themselves. It's just for them, just be around them to boost their ego, encourage them. That's what I feel. And whoever people that are going through this kind of thing, this is what I feel as well. Fancy, I think so. She feels that coming to tender apology also will change issues, and I think Alex is not having it that way. He feels because you tender an apology doesn't mean that we are going to be back together, but it will be fine if you clear my name. Then we take it from there. Taking it from there doesn't mean that we are in a relationship. It could mean, let's give ourselves some time. If we miss each other and we feel that we need to come back, then, because we would have known that this thing has already been rectified, we might need to come back. But it doesn't mean that it's a step to start another relationship. I think this is where maybe Fancy got it wrong, thinking that maybe if she tendered the public apology, herself and Alex will carry on with start a new relationship. Alex is also bruising away. I feel sorry for Alex. I feel for Fancy. I pray that they find peace within themselves. Peace to forgive is very important. Fancy, she feels the need to make peace. There are people like that. If I do too, I feel the need to make peace. Sometimes I'm not even at fault, but I just want to make peace. I want us to be able to relate well in the near future. We don't have to be close anymore, but I want my conscience clear that this is just a relationship that is about to lead to being married. Some people said, oh, once you're engaged in Nigeria or in some culture, she's already his wife, blah blah blah. Depending on everyone, I don't want to start debunking that yes or no thing, but yeah, if it's they've already gotten married and this kind of thing is happening and they had to start keeping record, they're already working towards in case it ended. This is what I will prove. I will show as a proof, because when they get to court, they will use the evidence they have at hand. It's not just what you say. People that have more evidence, something to present, has more points, and it works in their favor more than people that are just verbally saying, oh, she said mad, she said this, I said that. But if you have evidence, it does help that person to, it helps in the favor of whoever maybe does have the evidence most of the time. So that's all I thought I should bring to your attention when I think of this thing again, because I intend listening to this recording again. And because she said in the voice note there was a place where Red Bro said Alice's conversation with Fancy's dad, that Fancy's dad said he's not aware, he doesn't know why Fancy ended the relationship. Fancy is saying so many things, but should Alex come out to say something? I think maybe he can give it time. Maybe in a month time he can write in something and just put it and leave it. But they both need time to heal. I know that they both need time to heal. In the process of trying to prove that I'm also right, I will offend the other person. In the process that the person is also proving that he or she is also right, that person is going to offend me, and I might take it to heart. And I find that, okay, you're trying to prove that you're right, but you said something that didn't really happen, that you said it in your own favor, and I feel that you couldn't stand me, or you can't resist me. That's why you did that. So when it becomes, in a battle, someone must win. In a battle, someone must win. And in order to win, when that battle is getting that tense, they will do anything to bring the other person down. It's like this is what they are in there. And they do say, when two people are fighting, the grass also bear. The grass also feels the heat. So the family members also, I'm sure few people will be throwing them, So it's just an issue of trust. Even if these two people get back together and get married, I think they can't really trust each other as such anymore. People in marriage, if they're having this kind of thing, they need it for the purpose of maybe when if they have children, because if their children are still very young, they will still need, the children will ask questions, so they will need to clarify. It's just for clarity purposes. Well, that's all I think. With this, the voice, the recording that we listen to, and people that actually passed one comment or the other, people that felt, why is Alice recording? I'm sure Nancy would also have some recording, because she said in the interview as well that when Stella asked her that, will she be able to, does she have receipt? She said she does, that she wouldn't say if she doesn't have receipt. Some people were saying, oh, Alice could sue her, blah, blah, blah. We don't know what's going to happen. But to me, it's true. I feel the family, the elders in the family should come into the situation and, settle this thing so they don't go to court. They can find peace within themselves. They can see each other in the near future and be able to relate well. To my new subscribers, thank you. I love you. I can see some new subscribers. Thank you. God bless you. To my returning subscribers that are watching, thanks. If you're new here as well and you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Turn on your notification button so you can be notified whenever I upload a new video. And I will see you in my next video. You too, take care. Bye.